Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Continuous Improvement, the podcast dedicated to exploring different aspects of personal growth and exploration. I'm your host, Victor, and today we're going to dive into a light-hearted topic that has sparked endless debates: Sydney versus Melbourne. Now, I know this rivalry might seem petty, but hey, sometimes it's fun to compare apples to oranges. And in my opinion, Melbourne takes the cake. Sorry, Sydney. So let me share with you a personal experience that solidified my love for Melbourne. It was a rainy weekend in July, but that didn't dampen my spirits. I decided to visit my best friend in Melbourne without any specific plans in mind. And let me tell you, one visit to this city is never enough to truly experience everything it has to offer. Let's start with the weather. Melbourne's winter is no joke. Coming from sunny Brisbane, I was caught off guard by the unique kind of cold that Melbourne offers. But hey, it had its perks. At night, I could enjoy an uninterrupted stroll down the street while savoring a delicious ice cream that miraculously didn't melt in my hands. Now, Melbourne's architecture is something special. Getting lost in the city is almost a rite of passage for newcomers, especially when you encounter the infamous pie face on almost every street. But fear not, because most tourist attractions conveniently cluster around the city centre. I'm talking about iconic landmarks like Flinders Street Station, the Queen Victoria Market, and the imposing State Library of Victoria, all within walking distance or a free ride on the City Circle tram. Art enthusiasts will find plenty to satisfy their cultural cravings at Federation Square. Just a word of caution, though, not all art galleries in Melbourne are free. Trust me, we learned this the hard way, but the contemporary art we stumbled upon was well worth the entrance fee. Now, let's talk about a hidden gem, the aquarium. This might not be the most popular tourist attraction in the city, but for animal enthusiasts like myself, it offers a captivating experience. And let me assure you, the penguins in Melbourne's aquarium have quite the spitting skills. But hey, their greenish hue is caused by bile, and believe it or not, scientists even use satellite imagery to estimate the number of emperor penguins based on the spots of their excrement. Fascinating, right? Now, there's something about Chinatown in Melbourne that sets it apart. It's not just one bustling area, Chinatown seems to be everywhere in the city. With such diverse cultural influences, it's no surprise that Melbourne proudly embraces its international blend. And brace yourselves, because you might stumble upon a Chinese restaurant sign that translates to hot and lust. Trust me, it's not a brothel, just an interesting translation. And last but not least, let's not forget the famous 12 Apostles. Well, despite the name, it turns out there aren't 12 stacks or any biblical connection to this natural wonder. Nevertheless, the Great Ocean Road leading to the 12 Apostles is an absolute must-visit. The breathtaking views along the winding road are simply unforgettable. Just make sure to pray for good weather if you plan a day trip to this popular tourist site. So there you have it, listeners. Melbourne, with its vibrant culture, unique weather, and endless attractions, has truly won my heart. Whether you're planning your first visit or considering a return trip, Melbourne promises a memorable experience that keeps on evolving with each season. That's all the time we have for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed our exploration of Sydney versus Melbourne, and if you're Team Melbourne like me, don't hesitate to spread the word. Remember, it's all about continuous improvement, and sometimes that even means discovering new cities and embracing new experiences. Thank you for tuning in to Continuous Improvement. I'm your host, Victor, and until next time, keep seeking new adventures and embracing personal growth. Goodbye. End of episode.